What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, and today we have a very special video for you guys. Today we have an update on Chicago O'Hare's Terminal 2 and 3 in model airport form. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. This has been something that I've been looking forward to doing for quite some time now. This is a very unique setup, and I'm really excited to debut this on the channel for you guys. I cannot thank Aviation enough for coming on for this video as well. Be sure to check out the update he did on Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport's Terminal D. That was a phenomenal update, and he was nice enough to have me on for that, so be sure to check that out. But without any further delay, let's introduce AS Aviation onto the Chicago O'Hare Model Airport update. Go ahead, AS.
Yeah, hello everybody, and really excited to be here. Thank you so much, Redriveraviation, for having me on. This has been in the works for quite a while now, and really impressed with what you were able to do to get this model airport set up. It looks fantastic. And yeah, it's going to be an insane marathon of an update. I'm really happy to be on board, and yeah, it's going to be insane. Let's get it going.
AS Aviation was exactly right with his verdict, man. This has been something that we've been working on for quite some time, and as you guys can see, this is a full 1:400 scale O'Hare T2 and T3. This is absolutely insane. So first and foremost, if I'm a little all over the place, I apologize, guys, because as you guys know, this is definitely going beyond what I normally do. So let's take a look at the diorama and talk about Chicago O'Hare a little bit. So as you guys know, Chicago O'Hare is an awesome airport in Chicago, Illinois. Really big airport. I think it's top 5 in the U.S. It is a huge airport with a lot of operations. So of course, there's 4 main terminals. You're going to find Terminal 1, 2, 3, and 5. So as you guys can see, Terminal 1 is the United mainline operation along with some Star Alliance carriers. That's where you're going to find all United's presence for the most part in their mainline department. And then you're going to find Terminal 2, which we have represented right here. This houses Air Canada, United Express, and Delta. They have a solid operation going throughout the whole concourse, as you guys can see by the V shape. Then as you guys can see over here, we have Terminal 3. So this houses all of American Airlines' operations. So you're going to find the Gulf Concourse. This is all American Eagle, mainly the CRJ700s and Emerald 145s. You're going to find the Hotel Concourse and the Kilo Concourse in this V shape as well. You're going to find that this is all American Airlines mainline, along with some heavy operations as well at the concourse, which is very cool. And last but certainly not least, you're going to find the Lima Concourse, where you're going to find more American Airlines regional jet operations along with Spirit's operations. And also on this diorama, we also have the taxiway, which will be a great asset to add some additional planes in and some really cool aircraft there to see. So really excited. This replica turned out really well. Sorry that you obviously have so many different 2x4 shades on the colors and all that fun stuff, but it turned out really well. I was really glad to get it in here, and don't worry that there's a lot of empty gates. That's how the real life airports work, as you guys may see. Not every gate's supposed to be filled at the same time. It's in a bank system for the most part with these big airports, so that's kind of how it works. But yeah, AS Aviation, do you have any additional thoughts on the layout and the whole setup for O'Hare's T2 and T3?
Yeah, not much. I mean, all the terminals, well, I shouldn't say all, but terminals 1, 2, and 3 are all basically connected. You can access any one of those 3 by walking between them. Terminal 5 is the only one that's detached from everything else because it was built later on from those 3 terminals. So Terminal 5, you need to take the airport train or some transfer bus to get there from 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, O'Hare is basically my second home. I mean, it's not, it doesn't. A few months will pass by and then I'll find myself back there. I know that place like the back of my hand. Controversial, but some people say it might be the busiest airport in the world by aircraft movements. I know some people say it's Atlanta, but I believe Atlanta might be by passengers. O'Hare apparently is busiest by aircraft movements, but not really too relevant to this update because this isn't the full airport, but just thought it'd be worth mentioning. That's really all I have to say. I don't really want to waste too much time talking right now.
You're all good, AS. So yes, sorry that I forgot to cover T5. That is all international operations. There is so many different carriers in international ops, and AS has thought about doing that as well. So be sure to show him some support if you guys would like to see that from him, the O'Hare T1 and T5 projects. But nevertheless, yes, AS is exactly right. Terminals 1, 2, and 3 connect together. T5's its separate pier. And yeah, there's a lot to go into in this update, guys. We have so many great movements, and O'Hare's a really cool airport, as you're going to find. You got various routes, and you have a little bit of everything. You have plenty of regional jet flights to some of the smallest cities in the United States. And along with that, you have a lot of mainline operation for American here, as you're going to see, with service to various cities across the United States. And it's really, really cool. And we'll even get some international ops going in here too. So really, really excited for that. I hope you guys are as well. And with all that being said, we're going to begin over here at Terminal 2. So let's talk about Terminal 2 a little bit in detail here, because Terminal 2 is a really cool concourse. So Terminal 2 has a lot of great things going for it. So the total gate count is actually 41, and separated into two concourses, as we talked about, with the two shapes, or two concourses that make the V. I am so sorry, guys. So you obviously have all the Echo gates over here and all the Foxtrot gates over here. At the Echo gates, you're going to find Air Canada, some United Express, and this is mainly housed by Delta, excuse me. You're going to find them flying to a lot of cities, as we'll talk about, through the airport. And then, of course, you got the Foxtrot terminal over here, where you're going to find all the United Express operations. So there's a lot of United Express over here, as you're going to see. They also park over there at Terminal 1 too, but quite a bit of it's over here at Terminal F, which is really cool. So again, Terminal 2 is a really cool terminal. Some of the remarks I saw online include large and spacious concourse, which is really cool. There's also 3 layers to it for check-in and all that fun stuff, and obviously the full terminal itself, so that's really, really cool. Great infrastructure was another remark I saw quite a bit, which was really cool. There was also a lot of great restaurant options. There was Starbucks, there was some sushi options, pizza, and all that fun stuff as well. So there was a lot of good stuff, and I believe there may be a United Club. I didn't find the full details on that, but I think there may be a United Club in here too. So it's a really cool terminal. I think it was one of the original ones when the airport opened. I could be wrong on that, but nevertheless, it's a really cool terminal and has a lot going for it indeed. So AS, any additional thoughts about Terminal 2 before we get started with the actual aircraft here?
Yeah, Terminal 2 has a Delta Sky Club in it, because that's where Delta's main operations, or their only operations out of O'Hare, are. I also am not too sure about the United Club. I'm pretty sure the only United Clubs are in Terminal 1, Concourses B and C. But Terminal 2 has a Delta Sky Club. The only one in the entire airport is over there. And then, yeah, Concourse E, like you said, it's basically just Air Canada and Delta, and then some United flights as well. And then Concourse F is entirely United, mainly the CRJ 200 and 550 and the 700. That's mainly what you'll see at Terminal 2. Pretty, I don't want to say irrelevant, but kind of just a low-key kind of terminal compared to everybody else, because it's just regional jets and mainline A321s and 717s. No heavies at this terminal. But there is rumors that Terminal 2 might become the new international terminal with the new O'Hare expansion and renovation project. And Delta apparently might move to Terminal 5 in the next few years. That's all I really know at this point. But yeah, O'Hare's expansion project is going to be a major topic to cover sometime, some other time. But that's Terminal 2 right now.
Yeah, so sorry I forgot to mention Delta Sky Club. He is exactly right, as Delta has that in Terminal 2, which is really cool. And I didn't even hear about that rumor, so that's really cool. Honestly, it's kind of interesting, because I thought that this terminal would be where everybody else parks, like, for example, Southwest, Sun Country, Frontier, all those guys. But they actually park at Terminal 5, which is very unique for an airport like O'Hare to see all these international planes and just all these low-cost carriers. It's really weird, but what can I say? It's very unique. So, yes, Terminal 2, definitely a low-key terminal. That's why I made it into this video. We were originally just going to do T3, but then I was like, why don't we add some United Express gates, which eventually turned into the whole terminal. So it's definitely a really cool terminal, and we're just going to alternate through these planes, because we have a lot of really cool ones to get into. Hope you guys are excited for this portion, and let's get started. Currently over here at Gate Echo 2, you're going to find the Air Canada Express Embraer ERJ-175. Air Canada has a pretty solid presence here at the airport. Nevertheless, this guy's currently arriving in from Toronto Pearson as Air Canada Flight 8911 at 5:15 p.m. He's going to be making the turnaround back out to Toronto Pearson at 5:55 p.m. as Air Canada Flight 8912 right there at Echo 2. So looking very nice.
Next up here at Gate E5, we have the United Express Embraer 175. Just came in from Flint, Michigan as Flight 5276 around 5:04 p.m. and is going to be departing onwards to Toronto Pearson at 5:50 p.m. as Flight 4639.
Very cool to see double Torontos right there. That's very nice. Looking really good. Currently over here at Echo 14, you're going to find this Delta Airbus A220-100. This guy's currently making the nonstop service in from New York LaGuardia as Delta Flight 2613 at 6:13 p.m. And he'll be making the turnaround back out there with the same flight number at 6:59 p.m. Looking really good.
Next up here we have another Delta A220. These things are everywhere at O'Hare, just like DFW. This just came in from Salt Lake City at 6:10 p.m. as flight 1361, and it'll be departing back out to Salt Lake City around 7:15 p.m. Same flight number 1361.
Very unique to see Delta keeping all those same flight numbers for sure. So very nice quadrant of aircraft over here, as you guys can see. We're going to start right here with this Delta Airlines Airbus A320 currently arriving in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport. Is Delta flight 2451 at 6:59 p.m. He's going to be continuing back out to Atlanta with the same flight number at 8 p.m. right here at Echo 11. Very nice.
Over here at E9, we have the Delta A321. Just came in from, or not just came in, but arrived earlier from Atlanta as flight 1727, and is preparing for departure back out to Atlanta as flight DL829 at 5:59 p.m.
Not to mention the time frame for this airport update is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you're going to be finding arrivals through the late parts of the afternoon into the evening. So looking really good. Sorry that we forgot to mention that. And currently finishing out the Echo Concourse right here, you're going to find the Delta Airlines Boeing 717-200. This guy just made the service in from Indianapolis, St. Paul earlier as Delta Flight 542 at 4:51 p.m. He's going to have a continuing service over to Detroit as Delta Flight 2456 at 5:57 p.m. right here at Echo 7. So, yeah, the Echo Concourse isn't too much. You're just going to find Delta's operations, like AS said, a bunch of A220s, and then also some additional mainline aircraft such as the A321, A320, and the Boeing 717 as well. So, with all that being said, we're going to pan over here to Terminal F, and we're going to get started over here on the backside with this United Embraer 175.
Here at F10, we have the United Embraer 175, arrived from Boise, Idaho as flight 4019, around 5:05 p.m. And we're departing onwards to Bentonville, or Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport, XNA, at 7:55 p.m. as flight 4770.
Looking very good right there, and you'll find a few of these over here at Concourse F. Not as many as I think Bravo and Charlie get the majority of these, but nevertheless, currently loading up right here next to it at gate Foxtrot 20 itself. We have the United Express Embraer ERJ-175. These are on behalf of SkyWest Airlines, I believe. This guy's currently making the nonstop service in from Calgary as UA 5877 at 5:10 p.m. and he'll be departing out to Greenville Spartanburg as UA 4753 at 6:02 p.m.
At F25, we have the United Express CRJ 550. Came in from Detroit, Michigan as flight 4497 at 5:28 p.m. and we're departing onwards to Fargo, North Dakota at 6:10 p.m. as flight 4192.
It's been very interesting to see these relocated for GoJet over to Detroit and Newark for the most part. Excuse me, not Detroit, Washington Dulles, which has been very interesting. But yeah, Chicago O'Hare was flooded with these when these initially got into service back in late 2019. But there's still a few of them, which is nice. And I'm sure they'll make it back out here. All these regional carriers are sometimes pretty inconsistent with their operations. So very interesting, but nevertheless, currently transitioning into our next aircraft, we have our first United Express Bombardier CRJ-200 on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines. This one may be Air Wisconsin. I'm sorry I forgot the subsidiary for that, but one thing I will say is I need about 20 more of these to make this concourse look good. But nevertheless, I just want to throw in my best effort here at T2, and this definitely looked pretty good, I would say. This guy's currently arriving in from Milwaukee as UA 5524 at 5 p.m. and will be departing out to EAU. I forgot the exact city for that, so I apologize, but nevertheless, he's going to be heading out to EAU as UA 5108 at 5:31 p.m. right here at Foxtrot 21.
Yeah, just to add on there, EAU is Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Just to add on in case anybody starts yelling at us in the comments. Next up at F17, we got another CRJ 550 for United Express, GoJet Airlines. Came in at 6:51 p.m. from Richmond, Virginia, flight 4424, and is going to go onwards to St. Louis, Missouri at 7:41 p.m. as flight 4568.
That's not the only St. Louis service you're going to see in this airport update. I can assure you that, as I did all the routes here for this, as AS did for DFW. And let me say, this was an experience, I can say that. But nevertheless, you're going to find another St. Louis service right here for the United Express CRJ 550 right here, as it arrived in from St. Louis as UA 4358 at 5:10 p.m. And we'll be making the turnaround service back out there, I guess theoretically, as UA 4480 at 6:05 p.m. right here at Foxtrot 11.
Next up, we have another CRJ 200. I feel bad for taking this one, but it came in at 5 p.m. from Tulsa, Oklahoma as flight 5622. And we'll be departing onwards out to Fort Wayne, Indiana at 6:02 p.m. as flight 5648.
It's all good, man. It happens. And, you know, Tulsa's great, but honestly on that aircraft, not so much. But what can I say at this point? Also over here, you're gonna find additional gates. I just didn't have enough aircraft to fulfill those, so I apologize about that. The final United Express CRJ-200, we're gonna see the update, and the final CRJ-200 as a whole, because O'Hare used to be flooded with these over here. Concourse Gulf, obviously, with all the American Eagle SkyWest service, so kind of nice to get those out of here, but United still floods these in here, man. It's crazy. Nevertheless, the CRJ-200 is currently making the nonstop service in from Appleton, Wisconsin, as UA, I apologize about that, 3720, 5:05 p.m. It will be departing out to Columbia, Missouri as UA 3933 at 6 p.m. right here at Foxtrot 3.
I believe CAE is Columbia, South Carolina. Missouri, I think, is COE.
Alrighty, everybody, so that will do it for Terminal 2. As you guys saw, it is definitely the lower tier concourse of the airport. That's why we did it first, but still really nice concourse, and it has a lot going for it. So cool concourse indeed. You're gonna find a lot of those flying dumpsters, but at least Delta's operation is pretty good out there, so can't complain too much with that. Let's move into the big boy right here, boys. Terminal 3 at Chicago O'Hare International Airport is a facility. I don't think there's any other way to put it, man. It is such a cool airport, so let's talk about it a little bit. This terminal has 79 gates. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen many terminals. I mean, obviously, yes, there's 4 concourses, but 79 gates, that is a lot, man. That is huge. So the full terminal has 79 gates through concourses Golf, Hotel, Kilo, and Lima, which is really cool. This terminal has 3 mileage clubs for American Airlines, which is really cool, along with the flagship rounds, which is really, really cool. And I believe that is between Hotel and Kilo over there. So you're gonna find a lot of places, especially if you're a frequent flyer of American Airlines to utilize, which is really nice. And I'm sure a lot of people very much appreciate that. One of the coolest parts about this terminal as a whole, in my opinion, is the flags throughout Terminal 3. I believe it's in Concourse Kilo, but it may be a hotel. I'm pretty sure it's Kilo though. And you'll find various countries' flags, which is really, really cool, and just shows how many, I believe it's all the countries O'Hare serves, but I could be wrong on that, but it really shows how many countries there are as a whole, and I believe, if my theory holds true, how many countries that O'Hare serves is really, really cool. So there are various ways to describe this terminal online. A lot of people use spacious, and obviously there's a ton of windows in there, as you guys may have saw, which is really nice. And I mean, O'Hare isn't the sunniest city in the US by any means, but it's really nice to get it in there when it is, so that's really, really cool. American Airlines has also made several contributions to this terminal, kind of obvious since there's so many aircraft right there. So they've helped with the infrastructure and all that fun stuff from what I read online, which is really cool. So again, you have Golf right here for all the American Eagle operations. You have American Airlines mainline right here between Hotel and Kilo, along with some heavies. Then you got the L Concourse, which is housing the Eagle aircraft, Spirit, and then over there with the new L Stinger, which is an extension. So that is a 5-gig extension, mainly used for American Eagle aircraft, which is really nice. So that is a relatively new addition, but everything else has been here for the long haul, which has been really nice. So it's really, really cool to see all the details here. And along with that, I'm sorry, not the Amaros Club, but the flagship round, I believe I read was 1,700 square feet, which is pretty darn impressive. That's really, really good. You're also going to find other airlines that are not represented here today, such as LATAM, JAL, and Iberia. I just unfortunately don't have the proper aircraft to be able to put in here for that, and the time frame's a little off anyway, so very unfortunate, but it kind of happens. You're also going to find good food throughout here with various options. There wasn't a ton of particulars, but I've been in here, and man, the first time I got to Terminal 3, I believe I arrived on 737. I think it was Kilo 6. It was one of those gates. And it was really cool to walk into, see all the flags. I'm pretty sure the flags are in Kilo. AS will clarify here in a moment, but that was just such a vibe, man. It's such an open field. There was so many passengers. This was back in 2017. It was quite a vibe, and AS has been here several times as well. I believe one of these concourses houses the big eye for the University of Illinois, which is really cool as well, as I've seen AS trip port. That may be T1. I'm sorry. It's somewhere in here, nevertheless. I think it's T3, but I don't know. Nevertheless, really cool. Last thing I wanted to mention here for T3 is this terminal, you're going to have to be prepared, and the whole airport as a whole, if you're going to want to park your car here, on average about $35 to $40 a day. And that's a lot, man. I mean, you're just got to be ready to go if you're going to park your car here. So that seems like quite a bit. I mean, maybe it's not as bad if you do the full math, but just something I thought I would mention. So definitely be ready to go nevertheless. I guess it's not as bad as what I would have initially thought, but nevertheless, and I'm sure it may have got skewed due to the pandemic too, so who knows. But T3 is quite a unit. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I'm really excited to dive into the details. After AS gives us any additional thoughts and information about Terminal 3 as a whole here at O'Hare.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Terminal 3 is a huge facility here at O'Hare. Parking prices at O'Hare are very, very steep. They've always been that way, 40, 30, whatever dollars a day. Not just at Terminal 3, but at the actual parking garage, because that connects to Terminal 3 and 2 and 1. So don't park at the O'Hare parking garage unless you have a lot of money to spare. The University of Illinois Block I sign is in Terminal 3, right in front of the Hall of Flags, after security, just prior to entering the Hall of Flags. You'll see that University of Illinois sign that recently put up in 2020 or 2019 recently. The Hall of Flags, very famous, of course, from Home Alone. I mean, I don't think that needs an introduction. Every single flag in that concourse, or in that hall, I should say, it represents each country that American Airlines serves from O'Hare. So it's not actually every single country, because if it was every single country, they would need a lot more flags. Those you'll find at Terminal 5, but the flags in the Hall of Flags at T3, those are all the countries that American currently serves from Chicago. Terminal 3, like you said, 4 concourses, G, H, K, and L. Terminal 3 has a lot of cool stuff. Aside from American Airlines, you have Cape Air. They used to be Air Choice 1, but Cape Air, they go out of L Concourse with Spirit and American. Concourse L used to have a lot more airlines back in the day. We used to have Virgin America, we used to have Frontier, and JetBlue. We also used to have Cutler Airways. They used to depart from there. They used to get towed over from Terminal 5 to Terminal 3 and then depart from Terminal 3. Unfortunately, that gate they used to use, it got converted into 3 regional jet gates, as if they didn't have enough already. And then you have Concourse K. Concourse K's got, that has all the wide body gates, as you'll see with all these 787s and stuff. Japan Airlines and Iberia use Concourse K for their departures, mainly K-19 and K-16. And then you have, of course, American 787s, mainly, then some 777s. LATAM does not fly to O'Hare. I don't know if Wikipedia was tripping or whatever, but LATAM does not fly to O'Hare.
I think O'Hare something. I would go back. I apologize for that. Must have been old.
Yeah, I don't believe LATAM ever flew to O'Hare. They do fly here for cargo, but they don't fly here for passenger, and they never used Terminal 3. Okay, yes, Concourse K has all the wide body gates. Concourse H does not have any wide body gates, as far as I know. It's mostly A321s and 737s. But yeah. Probably. Yeah, I think that's all I have to mention regarding Terminal 3. But yeah, Concourse K, it's not like it used to be. Obviously, T3 used to be bustling with all the MD-80s and the Chromes back in the day, but now it's a shadow. I don't want to say shadow, but it's not like what it was back in my and your childhood days, growing up. It's nothing like it was.
AS is exactly right in that verdict, and my bad on LATAM. I guess that the source that I used was incorrect on that particular asset, but everything else was pretty accurate, so yes. Very cool terminal. Again, we have several gates to go through here, and I hope you guys are excited for it. And with all that being said, we're not going to waste any further time here and get started with all these planes. So let's begin over there at gate G2 with the JetBlue A320.
Yep, so right here we got the JetBlue A320 in the high-rise tail. Just came from JFK as flight 1105 at 5:15 p.m. And it's going to depart back out to JFK as flight 906 at 6 p.m. Funny enough, this used to be an E190 when I took this flight in 2018. And even funnier, this used to depart in the morning. So 906 would leave at around 10, 11 a.m., at least when I flew it back in 2018. So it would come in around 8 to 9 a.m. and then depart back out at 10 a.m. And my grandparents took this flight last year too, and it also did the same thing on the E190. So it's kind of weird how they changed the flight times for that. Really interesting there.
Very interesting indeed. And am I mistaken, or did you take this out of L?
I did. Took it out of L5. Yep. Before JetBlue got moved out of there, or kicked out of there.
Yes, so very, very cool right there. And in addition, you're going to find that JetBlue, obviously, with the Northeast Alliance, I think so they moved over here, but they kind of moved it over here to join the reinforcements over here at Gulf. So very, very cool. And sorry that there's no A220 here. I know that's been flying here recently, but you can thank Gemini Jets for that one. So another recently added One World partner that parks over here with American now in a pretty unique spot right here at Gulf 6 is this Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-900. This guy's currently arriving in from Seattle as AK-22 at 7:52 p.m. and will be departing back out to Seattle tomorrow morning as AK-1013 at 1:15 p.m. So interesting to see that long of an overnight, but I guess Alaska has to do their thing somehow, some way. So yes, I believe they also serve Portland as well.
Yeah, they serve Portland, Boise, Idaho, and Anchorage, which is pretty cool. They have
San Francisco too, right?
I think so. I can't remember, but I do know.
I saw an A320 going there. I don't think it was a charter.
I think they do go to SF. I can't remember. They might have either suspended it or something, but yeah, I can't remember if they go to SFO or not.
Very nice.
All right, beginning the absolute onslaught of American Airlines planes in this video. We're going to start off with this Embraer 145 at G10. Came in from Montreal, Canada. That's flight 3602 at 7:08 p.m. and is going to be departing back out to Canada, Toronto, Pearson this time at 10 a.m. tomorrow, the next day, as flight 3610. And the reason that these Canadian flights are not at the international terminal is, I'm sure most of you know, all flights departing Canada to the U.S. get pre-clearance. So passengers go through immigration in Canada, and then once they land in the U.S., they're treated like a domestic passenger.
All right, very nice right there, very nice. And AS is exactly right in the pre-clearance, which will come into effect several times this update. Here we go with another Envoy 145. They're everywhere at the O'Hare. This particular example is currently making the flight in from Buffalo, New York as AA3933 at 6:55 p.m. and will be departing out to Springfield, Missouri as AA3626 at 8:58 p.m. right here at Gulf 14 Alpha.
Another Embraer 145 here at G16 came in from Cedar Rapids, Iowa as flight 4029 at 5:44 p.m. and is going to be departing out at 6:25 p.m. for Grand Rapids, Michigan as flight 4017 at 6:25 p.m. if I didn't mention that already.
I got lucky enough to get this Tulsa service on this American Eagle operated by SkyWest Airlines Bombardier Acer Day-700. This guy's arriving in from Tulsa, Oklahoma as AA2379 at 7:20 p.m. and will be departing out to Detroit as AA3083 at 8:27 p.m. This service has been on various aircraft over the years, mainly the Embraer 175 for Envoy, but the SkyWest 700 has been here too, along with some Envoy 145s too. So got lucky enough to get that one, but yeah, Tulsa's been a cool service for O'Hare despite the decline from mainline in previous years. So maybe we'll get it back one day, though. I'm very hopeful, so looking good there.
All right, over here, up till now, the E145s that we covered in this update have been operated by Envoy. This one is operated by Piedmont Airlines, who have recently started operating American Airlines, American Eagle flights from O'Hare since last year, I believe. So this E145 operated by Piedmont Airlines just came in from Richmond, Virginia as flight 6037 at 7:15 p.m. and he's going to be departing out to Dayton, Ohio as flight 6186 at 8:25 p.m. and that's gate G21.
Been very cool to see Piedmont here at O'Hare. That's been a very cool asset. I think that was last June, but I could be wrong on that. Very glad to get my new American Eagle CRJ-700s. These will be great for this update here at O'Hare. As you guys know, there's a ton of SkyWest aircraft, so we definitely have to be representing when we can find them. So looking really good. We'll begin right here with this SkyWest CRJ-700. This guy's currently arriving in from Lexington, Kentucky as AA3049 at 7:41 p.m. We'll be departing out to Fort Wayne, Indiana as AA3032 at 10:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this is currently housed right here at gate Gulf 17.
At G13, we have another CRJ-700. This came in from Westchester County, White Plains, New York as flight 3226 at 6:14 p.m. and is going to be going out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is it South Dakota or North Dakota? Who cares?
It's South Dakota.
South Dakota, okay, yeah. At 6:59 p.m. as flight 3057.
And let us know if we cover your city in this update, because I know several people from these cities that we've talked about so far. So feel free to let us know if you hear your city called out. Next in line right here, you're going to find another normal livery American Eagle Bombardier CRJ-700. This guy's currently making the nonstop service for SkyWest in from Kansas City today as AA3204 at 7:25 p.m. and will be departing out to Milwaukee as AA3069 at 8:15 p.m. right here at Gulf 11. You'll find a lot of mutual routes between American Eagle and United Express. They're just going straight after it. Champaign was a prime example till obvious unfortunate incidents, but nevertheless, you're going to find a lot of that still nowadays here at O'Hare.
At G9, we have the American Eagle CRJ-700 in the SkyWest House livery, I believe. This came in from...
Yes, that is correct, yes.
Yep. This guy came in at 7:43 p.m. from Bradley, Windsor Locks, Hartford, Connecticut, whatever that airport's name is. It's got like 3 different names. Flight 3162, and this one is going to go off to Columbia, Missouri at 8:55 p.m. Sorry, as flight 3139.
Yes, my bad on the Columbia, Missouri, and South Carolina mixed up. That's a pretty long route for O'Hare, though, but nevertheless, great to see it here. Another American Eagle Bombardier Acer D-700 on behalf of SkyWest Airlines. This guy's currently making a nonstop flight in from Detroit, Michigan today as AA3086 at 6:55 p.m. It will be departing out to White Plains and Westchester as AA3045 at 7. That was our 7:43 service here at Gulf 5. Sorry for so many, you'll see some duplicate routes in here. That's just kind of how the airport works. It's on that flow system during the bank time. One comes in and then another goes out. So sorry about that in advance, but nevertheless, great to see it.
At G3, we have another CRJ700, came in from Memphis as flight 3261 at 6:42 p.m. and is going to go out to Toronto Pearson as flight 3110 at 8:34 p.m.
Alrighty, and that is everything for the Gulf Concourse. It's a really cool concourse. You're going to find over half of American Eagle's operations here. Again, this was flooded with CRJ200s previously, but more recently you're going to find SkyWest 700s and Emerald 145s. So very cool concourse. There's a lot going here, and it's definitely a very cool one indeed. So a lot of interesting gate positions as well, as you guys saw through the update. Everything's really crookedly parked, and there's like Alpha and Bravo gates too. So it's a very interesting setup, but that's what makes O'Hare very unique. So I think it's really cool. So let's take it over in the Concourse Hotel, and we're going to find a lot of American Airlines mainline aircraft, particularly the Boeing 737s. That has been a huge part of the airport here at O'Hare. You're going to find a lot of those, but you'll also see some 319s, 321s, and all that fun stuff as well. So let's get it rolling. So currently over there in the back right there at Hotel 5, we have the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 with the logo on the winglet. Very nice aircraft that's really grown on me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So it's going to make a nonstop service in from Washington Reagan DCA's AA2784 at 6:40 p.m. It's departing out to Washington Reagan on the turnarounds AA903 at 8:30 p.m. right here at Hotel 5. Sorry that I didn't let AS do that. He's been on that route too, which is really cool. So I did a really cool main cabin etch the comparison a few years ago, so feel free to check that out. It's probably been like 5 years at this point, but it's a few in my mind.
Let's move on to the next aircraft here at H6. We have the American 737-800 in the Astrojet retro livery. Came in from Indianapolis as flight 2037 at 7:37 p.m. Pretty perfect arrival time there. And it's going to depart out to Denver at 8:40 p.m. as flight 1387.
All right, currently pushing back right here from Hotel 8, we have the American Airlines Airbus A319 with fence steps. This guy's making nonstop service in from Tucson, Arizona's AA639. It will be at 6:39 p.m. and it will be a good flight number and time right there. I don't know, Americans sometimes will do that. And this guy's going to be heading out to New York LaGuardia, which you'll see a lot of in this update too, is AA358 at 7:30 p.m. as he's currently pushed back for that service. Really cool to see Tucson in the A319. I think that's a nice service there from American out of O'Hare, so very nice to see that right there.
At H10, we got the 737. Well, not another 737-800 came from Tampa. Came from Tampa at 7:35 p.m. as American flight 1101, and it's going to depart at 8:36 p.m. to St. Louis as flight 1062.
Currently making its way in on the taxiway right here to take Hotel 8 from that A319. We have this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 right here. This guy also has the logo on the winglet. This guy's currently making nonstop service in from New York LaGuardia as AA396 at 6:13 p.m. It will be departing out to a recently really getting a booming city right here for American in Austin, Texas, AA16729. This will be heading out at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning though, so looking great with that aircraft.
At H14, we have the American A321 with sharklets. Just came in from Dallas, Fort Worth as flight 2223 at 5:45 p.m. and is going to be headed back out to DFW at 6:45 p.m. as flight 1557.
Where's our 787-9 though? Makes no sense to me. American needs their 787s delivered already. Alrighty, Hotel 16, you're going to find the American Airlines Airbus A320 run right here. This guy's currently making a nonstop service in from Charlotte Dulles International Airport as AA2851 at 7:24 p.m. and we'll be departing out to Phoenix Sky Harbor's AA2827 at 8:30 p.m. Next in line right here, we have this American Airlines Airbus A321neo. This guy's currently making nonstop service in from Anchorage is AA1783. We'll be departing out to at 7:28 p.m. We'll be departing out to Dallas Fort Worth International Airport is AA2738 at 8:35 p.m. right here at Hotel 17, excuse me. Been really cool to have the A321neo here operating some various services. I think in the upcoming schedules they'll be operating like the Phoenixes and Los Angeleses of the world too, and they have in the past as well. So I'll be eager to see how American integrates this into O'Hare going forward, but it's really cool to get the Neo in here for today's update.
Here at Hotel 15, we have the American 737-800, another one. Just came in from New York LaGuardia's flight 1292, at 5:12 p.m. and we're departing onwards to San Diego at 6:16 p.m. as flight 1543.
Yeah, I'll be eager. I believe this is the heavy hybrid gate right here. I'm not sure if they redid that or if the satellite imagery was wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So that's why there's quite a bit of space here. I left that if that is the case. So nevertheless, looking really good right there. Another very unique converted gate right here for Chicago here at Hotel 11 Bravo. We have this American Airlines Airbus A319 right here in the with IAE engines. This guy's currently making the nonstop service in from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, is AA1777 at 6:06 p.m. And we'll be departing out to Washington Reagan here at as AA2633 at 7:25 p.m. Right here at Hotel 11 Bravo. Lots of flight numbers and numbers today.
At H9, we have another 737-800, came in from Boston as flight 1207 at 5:25 p.m. and it's going to operate a flight tomorrow morning out to New York LaGuardia at 8:29 a.m. as flight 774.
Man, these 737s just never end, do they? Oh my gosh. There's another one. This one at least is in the One World paint scheme right here at Kilo 6 as we begin the Kilo operations. Again, this is tied right in here. Right there is where you'll find that lounge as far as I'm aware. So really, really nice to see the Kilo terminal going strong. We have a lot of great stuff at the Kilo terminal. It's a very unique concourse, of course. So like we talked about. Alrighty, so here's the One World 737-800. This guy's going to make a nonstop service in from Orlando, Florida today is AA2525 at 7:14 p.m. And we'll be departing out to tomorrow morning to San Francisco, California is AA2039 at 8:30 a.m. right here at Kilo 6.
Over here's another 737-800 at K8. Came in from Miami as flight 1159 at 6:30 p.m. and is going to be departing back out to Miami tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. as flight 1411.
Alrighty, let's take a break from those things because I think everybody's tired of them. There will be a big streak of them over there by L, but let's at least take a break for the moment. It's not going to be much though because we are getting the 737 MAX here, which is nice to see the MAX here at O'Hare. It's had some very interesting operations, and the most interesting of those, Orange County, California, a very unique route. This is just a turn out of O'Hare. They do this 3 times a day. I don't know if there's something particular, maybe the rolling length at Orange County, but then why would you not use an A319 like you have in the past there? I don't know, but nevertheless, it's come down from Orange County, California, also now Santa Ana as AA2285 at 5:40 p.m. We'll be departing back out there on the turnaround is AA1179 at 6:40 p.m. right here at Kilo 10.
Next at K12, we have another 737 MAX. This also came in from SNA, Orange County, Santa Ana, as flight 1089 at 7:10 p.m. And we'll be departing out to Miami at 8:40 p.m. as flight 1863.
Alrighty, so right here you're going to find Kilo 16. Now this is usually where the wide body gate would be. I think Iberia's parked here in the past. I think they still do. Could be wrong on that, but great to see Kilo 16. Unfortunately for today's airport update, it's not going to quite represent what it should. We just have a normal American Airlines Airbus A319 right here. This guy's making a non-stop service in from New Orleans. It's AA1786 at 7:18 p.m. It will be departing out to Pittsburgh as AA1173 at 8:26 p.m. at Kilo 16.
At K18, we have the American A319 with sharklets. Just came in from Key West, Florida. That's the usual route for that plane. At 7:44 p.m. as flight 760, and at 8:39 p.m. it'll be departing out to Houston, Texas as flight 414.
Yeah, the Key West A319 Sharklet I thought was always really cool. Just really interesting to pick or Houston as your departure airport there, but somehow you got to get these planes rotated, so can't complain too much, American. Keep doing your thing. Here's another wide body gate that's going to be housing another American Airlines Airbus A319 right here. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight today in from Philadelphia as AA490 at 7:52 p.m. and we'll be departing back out to Philadelphia as AA1559 at 8:15 p.m. right here at Kilo 19. That is a very short turnaround, I guess because it's the same destination, but that is really quick. Dang, how about that?
All right, jumping over to the taxiway right here, we have the American Boeing 787-9. Just here departing out to Paris Charles de Gaulle as flight 150 at 6:25 p.m. and it arrived earlier into Terminal 5, the international terminal, at 2:50 p.m. as flight 87 from London Heathrow. So usually what American does here is that their international arrivals from like England or France, Italy, etc. They'll arrive into Terminal 5, of course, the international terminal, offload the passengers to clear customs, and then about an hour or two later, they'll push the plane back from Terminal 5, and the plane will taxi over empty to Terminal 3, and then it'll sit there, Terminal 3, board, and get service for its next departure. So that's what we have going on here.
Yeah, it's really cool to see these heavies here at the Kilo Concourse, and as you guys can see right here, we have some additional ones, so let's get started with these. You're going to find this American Airlines Boeing 787-9 currently waiting for that 787 to get nice and clear before he pushes back right here. This guy's currently making a non-stop flight in from London Heathrow earlier at 1:35 p.m. as AA Flight 47. It will be departing back out to London Heathrow as AA Flight 46 at 7:20 p.m. right here at Kilo 15.
Next door, we have a somewhat special visitor here. American 777-200ER came in from Los Angeles as flight 1598 at 2:18 p.m. And is going to be departing back out to LAX at 7:43 p.m. At same flight number, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is, and it's really cool to see the Los Angeles service on 777. Of course, this aircraft had a really heavy presence here previously, but unfortunately, the 787 kind of kicked it out. But it's been really nice to see it back a little bit here at O'Hare. It's been very, very nice. Alrighty, switching perspectives right here, we're going to find this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 right here. This guy's making a non-stop flight in from New York LaGuardia as AA Flight 2382, and we'll be departing back out to New York LaGuardia as AA Flight 307 at 8:30 p.m. right there at Kilo 9.
Here at K5, we have the American 737-800 with the logos on the winglets, the updated winglets, I guess. Came in from San Francisco as flight 2039 earlier, and will be departing tomorrow morning, 8:56 a.m. out to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico as flight 2286.
Cool to see the A319 and 737 on the Puerto Vallarta service right there, very nice. Currently right here at Kilo 4, you're going to find the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Reno Air Heritage paint scheme. This guy's currently making a non-stop flight in from Dallas-Fort Worth as AA Flight 1465 at 7:27 p.m. And we'll be departing out to Raleigh-Durham as AA Flight 600 at 8:37 p.m. Very nice to see the Raleigh-Durham mainline. That's really cool.
Here at K3, we have the American 737-800. Came in from Phoenix, Arizona as flight 769 at 6:14 p.m. And at 6:45 p.m., quick turnaround here, departing out to LAX as flight 1384. Over here at K2, we have, oh boy, another American ERJ 145 came in from Manhattan, Kansas as flight 3686 at 7:07 p.m. And I'm glad he gave me this one. He's departing out to Champaign, Illinois at 8:20 p.m. as flight 3658. And that's my hometown, so that's great. Awesome to see that here.
I'm really eager to see if this will ever get to regular Emerald 175 service. I think that would be really cool for Champaign. That would be really nice. To finish out the Kilo Concourse, you're going to find another American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the One World paint scheme, which is really nice to have another one of these now with the NG version. This guy's currently making a non-stop service in from Sacramento, California as AA Flight 2590 at 7:39 p.m. We'll be departing out to Austin, Texas at 8:41 p.m. as AA Flight 2208.
Next up here at L2A, we have the American 737-800 in the AirCal Retro livery. This just came in from Calgary at 6:40 p.m. as flight 1102, and tomorrow morning it'll be departing out to Dallas-Fort Worth as flight 2096.
Yes, great way to start the Lima Concourse. Again, this is mainly American Eagle, and in the past it's been low-cost carriers, but now it's just Spirit with all these darn Envoy 175s. When do these things ever end at O'Hare? We're about to just go on a tear of these, so I hope you guys like the Ember 175 here. Here we go with this one. This guy is currently operating for Republic Airways, which has a really nice little establishment here at Chicago O'Hare. This guy's arriving in from Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina as AA Flight 4872 at 7:08 p.m. And we'll be departing out to Syracuse, New York as AA 4798 at 8:28 p.m. right here at Lima 2 Charlie.
Here at L8, we have another Ember 175. This is operated by Envoy Air. This came in from Norfolk, Virginia as flight 3782 at 7:10 p.m. and will be departing out to Albany, New York at 8:18 p.m. as flight 4013.
I think I also forgot to put on the route sheet, so my apologies, guys. But right here we have the American Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 currently getting ready to take Kilo 3 from that 737 pushback. This guy's coming in from Charlotte. I'm sorry about the flight number, but I know he's coming in from Charlotte, and I think he headed out to Miami after that. So very cool to see Charlotte there on the main line as well. It's really nice to see that, and very cool to see the MAX over here at the Kilo Concourse. So very nice.
All right, over here at L10 Charlie, we have the American Embraer 175. Another one. Amazing. This came in from PVD Providence, Rhode Island. That's flight 3771 at 7:29 p.m. And it's going to be going out to St. Louis. Wow. St. Louis, Missouri at 5:15 p.m. is flight 3297 tomorrow. So L10C, I believe this used to be actually a wide-body gate back in the day, L10. Qatar Airways, I believe Japan Airlines, American, they all used to park planes here back in the day until like 2014. And of course, O'Hare being O'Hare, they converted it into 3 regional gates, L10, A, B, and C. So kind of sad what it used to be and what it is now, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that explains these ultra long jet bridges here. Yeah, I think it's a shame. I think it was very unique having Qatar here. So O'Hare, come on, man. I mean, the rest of the airport's great, but you got to have some variety in here. We need Qatar back at this gate, man. It was so cool, man. But what can I say at this point? I think AS accidentally missed. We kind of got confused on the alternating order, so that wasn't really his fault. So I'm taking the blame for this. But here at Lima 10 Bravo, we have the American Eagle Embraer J-175. This guy's going to make a nonstop service in from Syracuse, New York, as AA3854 at 6:50 p.m. He'll be departing out to Green Bay as AA4215 at 8:39 p.m. So sorry about the miscues, but yeah, like AS was saying, Alpha Bravo Charlie. I don't know, man. I missed the wide body gate. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have the wide body gate. So whatever, I suppose. We got to do what we got to do. Am I right?
Over here on the taxiway, just pushed back out of Terminal 5 and is taxiing out for departure. Southwest 737-700 came in from Dallas Love Field. That's WN6031 at 5:10 p.m. And Southwest being Southwest, the master of the quick turnarounds, departing at 5:55 p.m. to Nashville as flight 538.
Had to get Southwest in here. As you guys know, Southwest started service last February, I believe, to Chicago O'Hare. And it's very unique to see Southwest at these big airports like Chicago O'Hare, Miami, Houston Intercontinental, airports like that. So thought that would be very unique. Again, they park at Terminal 5, which would be about right here in reality. So, but yes, stay tuned on AS's channel. Give him the support, guys. I would love to see that from him. That would be really cool. Okay, so over here at the Lima Concourse, this is where you're going to find the, back here, this corner, this is where the low-cost carriers went insane, man. I remember I had a layover over here and back in 2017, and I found this window area over here. I think it was like on the corner right here. I forgot exactly, but it was so cool to see all the aircraft. I remember seeing a Virgin America A320, JetBlue Embraer 190, I believe a Spirit Crowns livery, which was really cool, and just, it was such a vibe. I also got a Lufthansa 747-8 in the back of one of the pictures, and Cessna 208 Air Choice car, or Air Choice 1, that's exactly what it was. And just such a vibe. It was so old Frontier liveries. I mean, it was so cool to see all the planes back here, but for whatever reason, now they're parking with heavy planes at T5, which is so cool, which I just remember you can kind of also see. It would be right here. All the airlines park over here a little bit. You'll have the Americans to start over here at the north side, and then, yeah, that's the north side, I'm pretty sure. And then you'll have like Iceland's gate, Emirates' gate, Swiss's gate, Lot's gate. It's so cool, man. Man, O'Hare is such a vibe. I would love to do more of the airport one day, but I'm going to leave that to AS because my resources are not quite to that point. But man, it's such a cool airport. I'm so glad that we were able to do this again. So thank you so much to AS once again. We really appreciate it. Here we go with this. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Alrighty, so here we go with the Spirit lineup. Now, Spirit has a pretty good little operation here at O'Hare. I think they have like 15 or so destinations, about a dozen. So it's been really cool to see them develop their network over the years here. And I think they've done a great job. Here you're gonna find this Airbus A321, a great model right here by Gemini Jets. This guy's kind of making nonstop service in from Fort Lauderdale as NK Flight 6 at 6:58 p.m. It will be departing out to Los Angeles as NK Flight 2001 at 8:56 p.m. right here at Lima 11.
At Lima 9, we have the Spirit A320neo, came in from Dallas Fort Worth at 6:44 p.m. as flight 1857, and is going to be departing out to Las Vegas as flight 1935 at 7:36 p.m.
And then right here we have the Spirit Airbus A321 to quickly finish this section up. This guy's making a non-stop service in from Las Vegas as NK Flight 758 at 5:04 p.m. It will be departing out to Miami as NK Flight 3165 at 6:20 p.m. right here at L7.
Just over here on the taxiway, pushed out of the, I'm assuming it pushed out of the L Stinger concourse, We have the American Eagle Ember 170 in the beautiful Scissor Eagle tri-bar retro livery. This came in earlier from Green Bay, Wisconsin at 4:01 p.m. as flight 4049 and is departing out to Quebec City, Canada at 5:15 p.m. right now as flight 3775.
What a facility, man. So glad to get this in a realistic connotation. That is so cool right there. What a unit, man. So glad to have that in here. This is it for the main Lima Concourse right over here. All by itself, we can't get away with that one, guys. I'm sorry. We have one more American Eagle Ember ERJ, that's 145 on the behalf of Envoy Air. I'm sorry that I forgot AVP, AS, do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, that's Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, Avica, Pennsylvania.
Yes, so my apologies there, but that's where he's going to be heading out to, is a flight 3838 at 7 p.m. It will be departing out to Rochester, Minnesota. Sorry, wrong yeah, that's Minnesota, isn't it?
That's Minnesota. That's Minnesota. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, to Rochester's. That's going to be the Rochester, Minnesota's A flight 4119 at 8:29 p.m. at Lima 1. I should know better since I've been to that airport, but the bigger of the two is Rochester, New York, and they get a lot of. I don't think that's an O'Hare American mainline. I think that's just like Envoy 175. So my bad there, but yes, that is the Rochester in Minnesota.
At L20, we have another American E175. This came in from Omaha, Nebraska at 7:38 p.m. as flight 3889, and at 8:30 p.m. it's going to depart out to Columbus, Ohio as flight 3970.
I think the L Stinger Concourse is a great way to get some additional regional jet gates. I wouldn't have took out the 3 for the heavies, but what I would have done is add this extension, which I think looks really good. So good job, O'Hare. You guys did a good job with this. I think it looks really, really good right here. Very, very nice. Next in line right here, you're going to find this American Eagle Ember ERJ-170. Operate on behalf of Republic Airways, which is really cool to see. Republic Ember 170 is also here at O'Hare. This guy's here making nonstop service in from Cleveland, Ohio. Is a flight 2907 at 7:19 p.m. It'll be departing out to Knoxville, Tennessee. Another very cool flight for the Ember 170. It's a flight, let's see, 3635 at 8:15 p.m. right here at Lima 21.
Okay, over here at L22, we have another American Ember 175. This just came in from Atlanta as flight 3688, and at 7:45 p.m. it'll be departing out to Omaha, Nebraska as flight 3811.
Next in line right here at Lima 23, you're going to find once again another Envoy Ember ERJ-175. This guy's making a nonstop flight in from Austin, Texas. This is a flight 3540 at 7:19 p.m. and will be departing out to Des Moines, Iowa. Is a flight 3934 at 8:45 p.m. right here. Once again, Lima 23. It's been really, really cool to see Austin get the Ember 175 rotation. They'll do some rotation on the services and send additional aircraft back out to Austin. So been very, very cool to see the service there, and I think it's a really cool rotation. And if you guys heard the static, I'm sorry, my phone accidentally touched the styrofoam right there, so my apologies. But over to Lima 24 we go to finish up L Stinger.
Yeah, last gate here at the L Stinger Concourse. Of course, another American Ember 175. This came in from Omaha, Nebraska, flight 3741 at 7:27 p.m. and is going to depart out to Cincinnati, Ohio at 8:15 p.m. as flight 3690.
Man, take a look at that taxiway lineup, everybody. We have a lot of awesome aircraft to finish out today's airport update. Let's get into it. Currently over here, taxiing in the Terminal 2 right here, we have the Delta Connection Ember ERJ-175 on behalf of Republic Airways. These guys are making the nonstop flight in from Boston, Massachusetts. It's DL5607 at 6:30 p.m. and will be departing out to New York John F. Kennedy as DL5642 at 6:59 p.m.
And over here we have the Lufthansa Airbus A340-300. Just landed from Frankfurt as flight 432 at 8 p.m. and it'll be departing out back to Frankfurt as flight 433 at 10:30 p.m.
What a unit, man. That is such a cool plane. Very glad to get that in today's airport update. Very, very nice. Next in line, you're going to find the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the TWA Retro Paint Scheme. Arriving in from Portland is AA Flight 1101 at 7:35 p.m. And he's heading out to Miami now. It's AA Flight 2587 at 7:37 p.m. Another very ironic, perfect timing.
And next up is a United Airbus A319. Arrived earlier from New York LaGuardia at 7:43 p.m. as flight 1952 and is departing out to Spokane, Washington at 8:45 p.m. as flight 2660.
Glad AS got that aircraft as he got to fly that route back on the A320. I think that was 2017 or 18. Regardless, feel free to check it out. AS's channel has progressed so much since then. I'm sure some of you guys may not have got to see some of that OG content, so feel free to check that out. Next in line right here, we have this American Airlines Airbus A319. This guy is currently arriving in from Newark as AA Flight 642 at 7:40 p.m. And now he's departing on the really cool mainline service out to Nashville as AA Flight 3162 at 7:43 p.m. Another very cool mainline service here at Chicago O'Hare for American.
And next is a United 757-200 in the Evo Blue, the new livery. Now this came in from Denver as Flight 568 at 7:24 p.m. and is departing out to Washington Dulles at 9:38 p.m. as Flight 1412. So it's going to depart out to Dulles later on.
Really beautiful aircraft. Glad to get that in the update at long last. This Sun Country Boeing 737-800 right here in the old colors is currently making nonstop service in from Minneapolis, St. Paul as SY-261 at 7:22 p.m. And now he's departing back out on the turnaround to Minneapolis, St. Paul as SY-262 at 8:20 p.m. Oh boy, here we go.
Boy, am I so glad to have gotten this one. This here, the Super Jumbo British Airways Airbus A380. This is taxiing out for departure back to London Heathrow as Flight 294, a scheduled departure time of 5:05 p.m. And of course it came in earlier around 1:15 from Heathrow as Flight 295. So at the time of making this video, we're making this video on May 31st. Tomorrow, June 1st, British Airways is bringing the A380 back to Chicago after 3 years. Because of the pandemic, we lost the A380, and of course many other airports did. But finally, some sense of normalcy coming out into the world now. British Airways is bringing the 380 back to O'Hare tomorrow on the daily 294, 295 service. I believe it might be just for the season, then they'll switch back to a A350 or a 787 for the winter and fall. But regardless, it's great to see this just like it was pre-pandemic, and amazing to see that here. It's beautiful. And then I'm sure you have something to mention about DFW getting the 380 as well.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys saw on AS's channel, we got to do the DFW Terminal D like previously referenced. It was really, really cool to get to talk about the A380 coming to DFW now on July 1st, 2022. So that is the reason I have this model, and it worked out perfectly to make its debut here at Chicago O'Hare. And you guys know that I can't not resist putting this on the taxiway. Like, come on now, dude. This is one of the coolest things about doing these airport updates like this is you're able to squeeze in small, really cool touches like this. I wouldn't even call this a small touch. I think this is absolutely phenomenal, man. This is incredible. And I really hope to see more double-deckers come to more U.S. cities like Chicago and Dallas going forward. So despite them being probably on the tail end of their life cycles at this point. But we got to enjoy these, man. I love the 747s, 400, and A380s particularly, and even the 777-300 that's still got so much time to go. So we absolutely love these things. They are so cool. And, man, it's so great to get that in here, man. What a unit. That is so cool, man. I hope that we get to see that in AST5 at some point. Next in line right here, we have the United Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Evo blue colors. This guy's currently arriving in from Baltimore, Washington as UA Flight 590 at 6:55 p.m. and will be departing out to Orange County, Santa Ana as UA Flight 2078 tomorrow morning at 7:10 a.m. Currently taxiing over to Terminal 1.
Here we have a United 737 MAX 9. Came in from Washington Dulles as Flight 2608 at 6:55 p.m. and will depart out to Las Vegas as Flight 2034 at 8:08 p.m.
Very cool to get this aircraft in here. I've been wanting to use this one a little bit more. This is the absolutely beautiful NG Models 1-400 scale United Airlines Boeing 787-9 in the Evo blue livery. This guy's currently making nonstop service in from Orlando, Florida as UA Flight 1828 at 6:21 p.m. We'll be departing out to Tel Aviv as UA Flight 140 at 9:45 p.m. What a unit right there. Yeah, it's all good there, but very, very cool to see the 787 service right there to Orlando, and in addition, Tel Aviv, which is really cool right there. So glad to see the new route and the increased capacity right there for Orlando. That's very nice.
Over here, pretty interesting aircraft here. We have the NetJets Embraer Phenom 300. Came in on a relatively short flight in from Chicago Waukegan Regional Airport, UGN, as Flight 335 at 5:24 p.m. I'm assuming maybe a repositioning flight of some sorts. And now it's going to be departing up to Latrobe, Arnold Palmer Regional Airport in Pennsylvania as Flight 310 at 6:45 p.m.
I thought it would be kind of fun to get a little GA going in here, so that is why we had that Phenom 300. For sure. Next in line right here, we have the... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said that's really cool.
Yes, glad to get the Shape Blade's been a unit, man. I've been really enjoying getting those in here. So glad to get the little unit in here on the repositioning flight, and definitely a little bit more of that to come in the future. Delta Connection Embraer J-175 on the behalf of Republic Airlines is currently making the nonstop flight today in from Newark John F. Kennedy as DL 5607 at 6:30 p.m. and will be departing out to Boston as DL flight 5638 at 7:15 p.m. Currently taxiing over there to join its It's really cool how Delta will switch these up with the destinations. So one comes in from one city, goes to the other. And Frontier kind of did that into Bloomington, Illinois, for example. Not to the same capacity because they didn't arrive at the same time, but it's kind of the similar concept. So pretty cool ABC concept right there for Delta.
And next we have another 757 for United, 757-200. Came in from Newark, New Jersey at 6:49 p.m. as flight 1599. And later will be departing out to Dublin, Ireland at 9:20 p.m. as flight 980.
Next in line, we have the American Airlines Airbus A321 with Sharklets arriving in from Orlando MCO as AA flight 1708 at 5:43 p.m. and will be departing out to Philadelphia as AA flight 1947 at 7:05 p.m. And next up right here, we have the Primair Boeing 737-800 right here on the behalf of Atlas Air. Really cool to get this in here. I thought that it was very cool that Primair was operating via Atlas here at O'Hare, which is very cool. So this guy's making the nonstop service in from Riverside is 5Y3436. Very interesting code right there at 5:12 p.m. It will be departing out to Wilmington, North Carolina as 5Y3651 at 7:01 p.m. And I don't think AS is going to have this on his sheet, so I'll just get it here since we're right next to it. But next up, unfortunately, this is the final aircraft to the update. Wow, okay. So it's the American Airlines Boeing 787-8 currently making a nonstop flight in from Dublin, Ireland as AA Flight 209 at 11:30 a.m. earlier. And will be departing now out to Rome as AA Flight 110 at 4:55 p.m. to round out the O'Hare Airport update. Man, that was a blast. I really enjoyed that. So... yes, it was long, but I thought hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. There's just a ton of planes here, and I mean, there's so much to assess with all these planes. Obviously, starting over here with T2, that went by fairly fast, and you have all these darn regional jets between L and G, and then of course all this mainline here also took its sweet time, and then finally, obviously the full taxiway. So. What a unit, man. This was so much fun. I really enjoyed learning about O'Hare, and it's really a unique setup, of course. Not every American hub has all these regional jet flights and all the mainline flights. So obviously, I would say it's primarily owned by all these regional jet flights, but this mainline's a great complement, and there's still quite a few. I mean, I think every 737 in my collection here to do this. So it's absolutely incredible. And just complimenting that by the really cool internationals on taxiway. And of course, we also had some really cool American heavies. And then of course, mixing in there with some Spirit, Delta, and United Express too. So, and the United mainline taxiway as well. So that was a bunch of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. This thing's an absolute unit. And AS, anything to say in that regard on the update itself? And just O'Hare, if you have any additional thoughts to go along with that.
No, I had a fantastic time doing this video with you. Thank you so much for having me on. It just shows the impressive scope of RA's American Airlines fleet. Absolutely amazing. He was able to do a really good job replicating O'Hare T3 and T2. A lot of fun. Not much else to say regarding O'Hare, but I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much, and I hope you all enjoyed this update as well, even though it was very, very long, but it was hopefully worth it for you all.
AS is exactly right. I don't think I could have said it better. That was incredible. Be sure to subscribe to him. Check out that Terminal D update that he did on Dallas's Terminal D. That thing is a unit, man. He did such a good job, and there was various aircraft that we were able to encompass. Sorry that my video was a little bit longer. Let's be honest. I mean, that kind of is how it goes with all my darn 30 to hour videos that I have. So it is what it is, but it kind of fits my forte. So there we go. But AS, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for doing this. This was a huge portion of his time. So please go subscribe to and check out his trip reports, man. Best quality content on YouTube, quality trip reports, informative aviation news videos, awesome airport updates, very realistic. So you're going to find everything on his channel, and I highly recommend checking it out. Hopefully more collabs in the future to come. Been really enjoying spending time with AS, and also on the V1 Rotate podcast episode we did a few weeks ago too. So it's been so much fun. It's been awesome to do some collaboration projects here and work on this for you guys. And I mean, I really hope you guys enjoy this. I don't know if anybody's done something like this for O'Hare on YouTube, so hopefully this definitely filled a gap. And I would love to do maybe another rendition of this, maybe even this upcoming winter or something. I don't know. So if you guys want to see it, let us know in the comment section. And hopefully AS will be able to do, whether it's in segments or all together, Tournament 1 and Tournament 5. I feel like that would be really cool. But obviously, he wants to see the support to be able to do that. So feel free to support him, and it would be greatly appreciated. And AS has been a huge inspiration for what we've been doing here. And I just cannot thank him enough for doing this. And it was so much fun. I had an absolute blast doing it. So AS, any final conclusions, final thoughts, or anything you would like to say before we conclude this video?
I don't have much else to say, but again, thank you so much for having me on. I had a blast doing this, going over O'Hare Airport in model form. Especially this is all of our first time ever seeing a O'Hare diorama of this scale, and yeah, it was just fantastic to do this and be able to do it with you. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and to everybody watching, thanks for watching, and I'll leave it to RRA to close us off here. Thanks again, and take care, everybody.
Alrighty, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching today's O'Hare update. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was an absolute blast to do, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out AS Aviation's channel, go subscribe to him, and along with that, definitely check out that Terminal D update for Dallas-Fort Worth. That was so much fun, and we really enjoyed doing that. Please let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos from us. It was an absolute pleasure working with AS, and I really appreciate all of his time, so please go support him, guys. He would really appreciate it, and I very much would as well. So with all that being said, that will do for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.